pristine of the best and the brightest of the Republican Party, coming to senators, governors, including a brain surgeon, an actual brain surgeon. He didn't go out there slamming Hillary Clinton. He gave them a vision, and he talked about basically a couple of things: illegal immigration and the sense of crime and losing. I would teach Donald Trump like a kata, whether you do Krav Maga or any kind of martial arts. When they do this, you do this. When she brings up, or anybody brings up, bankruptcy, you can say, hey, you know what? I'm glad you brought that up. By the way, that's a great tactic. Whenever you tell your opponent, I'm glad you brought that up, that's not good. Let's talk about this thing called bankruptcies, okay? Because, you know, it's funny you say that. And I want to talk to you, all you millennials, by the way, who were hosed by Bernie Sanders, who aren't necessarily going to vote for Hillary Clinton out of default, but who have been completely abandoned by this corrupt and venal system. I want to talk to you about this thing called whitewater. Once upon a time, there was something so big that the governor of Arkansas went to prison, that people were indicted. This makes you talk about Atlantic City, where the city went bankrupt, where we have casinos and revel and win and this. You're talking about, I have 400 corporations, 5 went bankrupt. Let's look at Mitt Romney's. Folks, bankruptcy is not the issue. Now, when she brings up Trump University, pray to God she brings it up. Say, I'm glad you brought that up. I want to talk about something called laureate. When you talk about how he's fat shaming in 90 whatever, some type of a beauty pageant contestant, I want to talk about sexual predation. Not a Lothario, not somebody who's a skirt chaser, not somebody, but somebody who is a sexual predator. Now, remember, Bill Cosby, when people said, you know, that happened a long time ago, who cares? It doesn't matter. Yeah, but, you know, that was 40 years ago. It doesn't matter. Nobody blamed Bill Cosby's wife. They're looking at Hillary as the innocent spouse. When you are the Secretary of
Worldwide, I am your host, Alex Jones. And at the start of the next hour, I'm going to launch another contest to hang posters around the country. And whoever does the best job shooting video of it, putting it on YouTube, posting it in legal and lawful areas, physically posting it, then shooting video, posting it, so that goes viral, handing them out, sky banners, whatever's legal and lawful, projecting Bill Clinton's a rapist on the side of a wall, Hillary's a traitor, Benghazi, whatever, we'll get $5,000. But we're only running it until next Friday. We don't have a lot of time, so get your videos in. Everybody's going to be a winner. I wrote checks Friday. I'm writing more checks for folks that confront Bill Clinton on his sexual crimes past. $1,000 for having the shirt on for 5 seconds or more on TV, clearly visible. $5,000 if you have the shirt on or the image of Bill exposing his rape history. And then also get it audibly, repeatedly out on national television. But again, it just makes it fun to have the prize, to have the bounty. I'm doing that so Clinton knows where it's coming from. I'm doing that because metaphysically I need to stand on the bridge against the Borog. I have to physically put myself in the game to get the providence. And your whole life's a ritual, folks. Your whole life's a spiritual war. Your whole life. That's what this is. These are the secrets. You have to put skin in the game. You have to have the will, like Donald Trump has, to be the man in the arena. We can all question over and over again, but he's our champion, fighting pure evil. He's clearly for real. He's not perfect. He never said he was. If he'd have said he was perfect, then I had a problem. He said, you know who I am. He did that on live radio. We found this Howard Stern. Oh, my gosh. Who'd you think you signed on to? He doesn't want war with the Russians. He wants you to be prosperous. He loves God. And he's proven it by his actions. King David had his best friend killed so he could have his wife. But he later repented. And God knew it was real. He said, that's a man after my own heart right there. Did Donald Trump kill somebody's husband to get the woman? I don't think we got real Christians here we're dealing with, do we? Who have real discernment and can see you judge a tree by its fruits. The Clintons are the poison tree. So we're going to get the video slowed down frame by frame by frame. And the response of Hillary Clinton. I need it by today, guys, or I can do it. I'll take a 10-minute break. I'll get the video. I can slow it down on the computer. Because I need it, and I need to put it out iconically with that video tells a million words. Bill Clinton has a history of sexual abuse. He needs to be exposed. We must use this iconic image. We must hit the 4 winds with it. We must hammer the enemy because they could stage a war. They could release a bioweapon. They could do anything. They could detonate a nuke, the missing nukes from West Texas. They could do anything. The sky's the limit with these creeps. That's why we need the Secret Service and the government people, everybody watching them. If you see them start to move with criminal activities, call 911. I'm serious. Just like when the nukes were getting taken off, the Air Force Base, we got contacted by the police. Yes, I've just said who the source is because they later figured out who it was. It's the base police. There's so much going on. I mean, who do the police call? They know. They call us. Because they know we'll tell the truth. They know the government's got this whole NSA thing. They've got the threat fusion centers. They're dialed in. I don't like the fact I'm being spied on. But the people in the government know I'm working 18 hours a day. I'm real. I love America. I love freedom. I love God. I'm fighting. I'm real. And it's self-preservation, people. We can't let pure evil take over. We've got two different graphics. I'm going to show them right now, but we're going to launch this next hour. One's posterized. One's just the image. Raping America since 1993. I mean, he's been doing it longer, but he's been raping America as El Presidente. And I'm going to put them on screen for TV viewers, and the next hour we're going to put an article up with the new initiative. I don't want to call it a contest. It's an initiative for the people to practice taking action and to take the globalist on. That's what this comes down to. Infowars.com is the tip of the spear. We need your prayers and support because so much is happening, obviously. So much is unfolding. I want to play a couple more clips. We're going to our guests, and I'm going to give the phone number out and start taking your calls. In fact, I'll do that now. On the debate, what you think Trump did, how you think they're going to strike back, all things Trump, all things America, all things the Brexit, all things escaping the New World Order. That's the topic. It's a big, giant area. That's what we're discussing. 800-259-9231. 800-259-9231 is the number. 800-259-9231. We had 23,000 calls last night that tried to get in. 23,000. People aren't going to believe that. We ought to show our digital record and show people that. I mean, look, even national shows beg for calls. CNN has to beg for calls. We get 23,000. That's probably 5,000 people calling over and over again. But the point is, it just shows how huge this broadcast is. We had close to 1 million on our own streams. Was it 300,000 and 400,000 on the YouTube streams, a bunch of other streams, AM and FM stations. And I'm not bragging, but the point is mainstream media claims they're the end-all be-all. They're the little man behind the curtain. Now, continuing, ladies and gentlemen, I want to play a few more of these clips. Let's play this clip where CNN got caught coaching the so-called focus group that they were going to bring in, and then CNN got caught coaching. I mean, it was so clear when that first black lady asked the question that, oh, the moral, how are you going to act for our children, that it was setting it up for Cooper to be able to go, oh, yeah, what about morals? Since she said that, because, again, they were going to have Hillary not shake his hand, and then once that happened, he was going to say, why didn't you shake his hand? Like he's not attacking, straight out. He's fair and balanced, but it blew up in their face because he didn't try to shake her hand. So that's more inside baseball, but here it is, ladies and gentlemen.
America's great. All right, so I want to ask you, what was it about Hillary Clinton's argument that resonated with you following Donald Trump's defense of the video?
She stated that America is already great, and I tend to agree with that. Though we are slow in progressing in a number of areas, we are progressing. We need to continue the momentum.
Now, continuing, ladies and gentlemen, I have another clip I want to get to that's important, that deals with a whole host of these issues, and that's the CNN panel. Hillary did not defend Bill. This is very important, because what can she say? He has settled rape cases. He has settled assault cases. He is a sex addict. He is a drug addict. He is completely mentally ill. No one respects him now. Obama's like, get on the plane. What's your problem? Come on. For 5 minutes. I mean, this guy is in his own world. He's looking at people like a psychopath, angry at everybody. So let's go ahead and get to this piece. CNN panel, Hillary did not defend Bill.
He gets to run his campaign any way he chooses. He gets to decide what he wants to talk about. Instead of answering people's questions, talking about it, laying out the plans that we have that we think can make a better life and a better country, that's his choice. When I hear something like that, I am reminded of what my friend Michelle Obama advised us all. When they go low, you go high.
She got some applause for that line, but I didn't hear a robust vote of confidence, a defense of her husband in that response, because he really went after Bill Clinton.
Hillary Clinton didn't mention Bill Clinton's behavior or actions at all. She didn't defend her husband at all. She just went after, more or less, Donald Trump, essentially saying you're trying to go back, and we're talking about you here. A couple points.
Now, I'm going to spend a few minutes with this gentleman and then start going to your phone calls. We open the phones up, 800-259-9231. Micah Femia is one of the folks that's gotten on national TV exposing Bill Clinton rape. We're going to talk to him here in just a moment. Let's go ahead and play that clip.
New music out, and of course, great Throwback Thursday music.
By the way, he doesn't age.
No, he doesn't. He looks great. We're all going to rickroll.
Exactly. A lot to get to in this half hour.
Now, again, is that as spectacular as the fella screaming for 2 minutes, Bill Clinton's a rapist and being grabbed and holding on to the no, or a guy climbing over? Doesn't matter. It's just as important. He went out, he took the initiative, he took action, he got it out there, $1,000. But I'm guessing he didn't do it with $1,000. That just makes it more fun. So we've had this happen 14 times I know of. And what we're doing is exposing that they've been raping America physically, economically, militarily. They're the authors of almost everything we've dealt with. They are the special interest point persons controlling the multinational takeover of this country. So Micah has MicahFemia.com. Micah is MicahFemia.com. So we're going to learn who this guy is, one of these other great activists we've been having on. I'm going to get the lady on soon as we can, who also had the rape shirt and all these other great folks. This is so exciting. And you keep wondering, when's the next one going to pop up? I want to thank Drudge for linking to all these two and helping give it more legs. We're all in this together trying to save the Republic. So, Micah, thanks for coming on today.
Hey, my pleasure. It's an honor, honestly. When I heard the call, when you made the call, I mean, it was just crystal clear. This was for me to do. I mean, it wasn't about the money, exactly like you said. It was about being able to exercise free speech. And I live here in New York in a sea of liberals and trendies, and it's really hard to be a patriot sometimes. But I knew Rockefeller Center, I mean, they feed live every day. So I kind of went in incognito, and I gave myself a whole backstory, and I walked up to the guys and asked if, how much tickets were, and knowing that I could just walk in and had my sign already made up, and it was just a quick, simple 1-2 fold here, and they had no idea, and I wedged my way right in there, and I aligned myself with the truth. And watching last night Trump with some of the women, I mean, that's why I did it. It's for them. It's for giving these people a voice that are just being shut down. I mean, that's not America, but it is, sadly, and they can't stop it all. So if I made some NBC executive pee his pants a little, then I'm happy with that.
Well, Michael, we have to use the term. It's like when I talk about pirate radio, people that have micros call and they go, "Hey man, it's micro radio. It's not interfering with commercial stations. Why are you calling it the establishment name?" Because the public doesn't know what a micro FM is. I have to say, pirate radio is really micro FM and is blah blah blah. So we have to say liberal. But you seem kind of like an artist type, smart guy, a lot of equipment and stuff in the background for radio listeners. I mean, I'm guessing you sound like an artist. You seem like a smart guy. I mean, I'm a liberal. I like oil paintings. I like red wine. I like classical music. I like to go see a play. I can also, if I got to, beat the hell out of somebody in a parking lot if I have to defend myself. But I also like, riding horses and also like eating barbecue. But I like looking at the stars. I mean, it's like this corner on the market by these fake people because they support the Democrats. They're good. The whole Republican establishment hates Trump. I hate them too. I mean, I hate the Republicans. I'm a liberal. I'm pro-human, and I'm sick of them being able to even have the mantle of someone that's liberal. Liberal is cutting my taxes in half like Trump's going to do. I'm going to hire so many people, it's going to be crazy.
Yeah, well, absolutely. I mean, I'm completely liberal in my heart, and as an artist, that's the true liberation that we want is freedom, and freedom to go out and be able to speak. And, it's with information that we're going to win this thing. And I feel like right now, Trump, after last night's just destroying of Hillary, anyone that watched that has to know that the national consciousness is figuring out what is actually going on. And it makes me feel like we got to go to the next phase. They're going to definitely steal this and try to steal this because they know they can't win it. Because when you listen to someone's heart, you can tell if they're telling the truth or not. I mean, I was trained as an actor, and I learned that it's all from within. It doesn't matter what the words are. And
the way to be an actor is actually tell the truth and become that person, and not be an actor.
Exactly. And you can tell when that child actor, you know, she did a pretty good job. She should get a Disney role or something. But when she said, "I see with my own eyes," that line right there was just a pure lie, because you didn't see. You didn't know you were a prop in that game. And it's a good sign, I think, because they are desperate. And the look on Bill Clinton's face says it all. I mean, that really is it. They're scared. And when that last guy said, it's undisputable that you're a rapist, I mean, that freeze frame was just incredible. He knows that it's I mean, it's beautiful. It really is beautiful. And
I'm telling you, a slowed down 5-second image of his eyes slowly wheeling in slow motion and then cutting to those women is going to be a devastating 10-second video.
Yeah, that's it. And any way we can get the word out, I mean, when you live in a city with millions of people coming and going, you know, I'm definitely going to put that reward money towards some bumper stickers, and got to get a little selenium for myself. But, you know, it's going right back in. And I feel like there's no time. If you really believe in what's going on right now, you can't be passive about it, and you can't not be emotional about it. And some people are turned off by getting angry or getting too excited or getting too emotional. And I feel like if that's holding you back, then you might as well just go back to sleep, you know?
Absolutely. Being alive is bouncing off the walls. This is what humans were always like. They've taught us just to kind of watch TV and just fade into the, you know, distance and just become these minions. But with a weird lady with a clown head, with a shark face like the Joker, I mean, she could literally be a Marvel comic character, a bad guy, and I just don't get her constituents. I mean, Trump is obviously the real deal, the real, you know, goofball in ways, like we all are, but he's gone through all this hell. We put him there to do this, and I'm going to hold his feet to the fire. I don't like some of the things he does, but that's part of how he's real. The difference is with Hillary, it is an act. I've had people that know Trump well. There's not an act with Trump. This is the real deal.
No, absolutely. And anyone that actually watched the debate can see that. If you're reading the papers and they're saying Hillary won, and I mean, I was watching CNN, or I had CNN's website up last night, and they had all these talking points that were anti-Trump that they were reporting on that weren't even discussed yet in the debate. Like, it was like they spelled out their attack plan.
Oh, by the way, they got caught again double sampling, or right at double, it wasn't quite double, more Democrats than Republicans in the poll, and then Hillary wins. I mean,
oh yeah.
What's crazy is they think we're so dumb, they admit it's rigged. I mean, it'd be like, again, it's a horse race. It's a mile horse race. There's 7 horses. Her horse is allowed to be a half mile ahead when they open the gates. And then they admit, in our race, we allowed this, you know, Sally Sue or whatever the name of the, you know, the nag is. We allowed her to be halfway ahead when the gates open. Or Indy 500, we let this race car driver be 250 miles ahead. Or let's be technical, it wasn't quite double. 200 miles ahead in the Indy 500, and then he won by 100 miles. Well, you gave him 200 miles. It means he lost by 100. I mean, it's the insult that they double sample or almost double sample. I mean, how the hell do they do that?
Well, it's right in our face, and that's why they love it, is because they think they're getting away with it. But, you know, if you put it on a scale, I mean, this is the stuff they're throwing at Trump right now. This in the last 30 days, this is the worst that they can come up with. I mean, that's a great saying. I don't, you know, there's a lot of things. He is a man, and I feel like, you know, if you put, you know, a scale of what she's done, the murder, the actual rape, it's
the jihadi. She's worse than a James Bond villain. I mean, she's like an epic real villain with a League of Doom, a Legion of Doom with George Soros and the Saudis and the Chinese communists and the creepy Pope. And it's like, what in the world? All against Trump. How could you not be for him? We'll be back with more, and then we're going to your phone call. Stay there, gentlemen. Amazing Patriot.
With fewer than 30 days to go before the U.S. presidential election, the revolution underway in America mirrors the referendum that happened a few months ago in Great Britain, led by Nigel Farage. This referendum, led by Donald Trump, is a war waged against Wall Street, the globalists, and the political elites in this country. Farage recently weighed in on Trump, saying that his remarks that stirred up such a fuss this week were nothing more than alpha male boasting, and pointed out that his American counterpart isn't running to be Pope. Americans need a leader, a fighter, one that stands up like Trump did last night and historically took off the gloves when attacking Clinton. The one line that will go down in history from last night's debate, Trump called out Clinton on her lawbreaking and said that if he were president, she'd be in jail. America's Brexit is in full force, and it's up to the American people to exercise the same strength our British counterparts did and no longer act as puppets for the globalist agenda. I'm Margaret Hell reporting for Infowars.com.
Clean, pure drinking water. You can't survive without it. But where do you get it? Alexa Pure Pro is a brand new, groundbreaking, gravity-fed water filtration system that is like no other. The Alexa Pure Pro transforms water from virtually any fresh source into clean, healthy drinking water, pairing the unprecedented superfiltration power of an all-new gravity block core with a hybrid chromatic shell. It removes up to 99.999% of impurities, including bacteria, viruses, fluoride, disinfectants, volatile organic contaminants, and hormones. Filter capacity up to 5,000 gallons. Stainless steel construction, easy assembly, low maintenance. Replacement filters are simple to install. And now, as part of an exclusive limited time introductory offer, you can save $20 off the retail price and get free shipping. This is a limited time offer, so order your unit today and receive free shipping and $20 off. Go to InfoWarsStore.com or call 888-253-3139. We're selling a product, DNA Force, that is the very best nutraceutical that we can produce. Dr. Group, you took years for you to develop DNA Force for us.
It's been something that I've been working on for a long time, Alex, because I think it's very, very important. What the aging process is when the cell replicates, we lose a little bit of our telomeres. Telomeres are the little cups on the end of our chromosomes.
And when it runs out, you start dying.
We chose the PQQ because it has over 175 different clinical trials. It's one of the most effective substances in the world. It works like an antioxidant. It works to repair nerve growth factor.
So this is a formula to deliver the maximum amount. It's in powder form.
We have so many 5-star reviews. I take this. This is the product that I take.
InfoWarsLife.com, and the profit we make, we fight the globals. We fight the New World Order. Secure your DNA Force today at InfoWarsLife.com or call toll-free 888-253-3139. Our forces are hitting the enemy hard, but they've got secret weapons. We've got 28 days, ladies and gentlemen. We know the horse we put in the fight. We know he's a man. He's not perfect. He never hit any of it. We found Howard Stern interviews. You found the secret interviews. My enemies do that too. They go, we found a tape where Alex Jones admits he's had family in the CIA. We've got him now. And it's like my show, me saying it on air, and how horrible it is, and how horrible they told me it was. I mean, it's like there's all these mentally deficient people, I'm not being mean, who like make up whatever they want, and then they call me a conspiracy theorist. We put airplanes in the sky saying Hillary for president. We put driving billboards all over the place. We had the Secret Service high-fiving us, and I was like, don't do that. You're going to get in trouble. They're like, oh, we don't care. She's a Chinese agent. They've never acted like that. They told us she's having convulsions and falling down. We're finding a video. They took it off CNN where she starts to do it last night. And then she falls down weeks after I tell you because it's real. We really do know Hillary's attack plan on Trump. We really knew that she was planning to not shake his hand last night. Notice it didn't happen. She didn't extend it because Trump didn't extend it. He knew. I mean, we're in the fight. Hillary's attacking us. You are in the fight. You're the listeners. You're the power. You're everything. This gentleman, Micah Femia, they're in New York, going out, putting the sign up, getting it on the news on one of the biggest, highest rated shows. They still have big ratings on those morning shows, 5, 6, 7 million viewers. All of that is having a giant effect. All of it is freaking him out. And you notice Trump said, hey, lock you up. Hillary for president. They asked General Flynn, she should be put in prison? Yeah, Hillary for president. She's a criminal. She's involved with Al-Qaeda. Folks, she expanded Al-Qaeda. It was 20-something countries a month ago. It's 30-plus. There's a global jihad right now. I'm not against the average Muslim. They're people that are just trying to live in peace. But the big, mean, gangster Islamicists by Saudi Arabia's funding are taking over. So I was against the wars in the Middle East. I was against going and doing those bad things to those people and the secular countries like Iraq to put radicals in. Now that radicals are in, we have to oppose that. They're going to bring them in and let them attack us and then take our freedoms. No, you're not. I'm not submitting. I'm not a Muslim. I'm a Christian. I'm an American. I'm a patriot. And I will never submit to you. Going back to our guest, we're going to start the next hour right to calls. Micah Femia, Femia.com. Other great points you want to add, my friend?
Yeah, it's Femia too, by the way. I never actually corrected you originally.
I apologize. How do I always pronounce everything right? How do you say it?
It's Femia.
Femia, like family.
Yeah, exactly like family.
All right, so I know a little bit of Latin, but then I always say it wrong. So does it mean family in Italian?
It does. It actually.
So see, I can't say it right, but I know what it means.
Exactly.
That's how my brain works. I'm a weirdo. Go ahead. Sorry. Femia, manja. Go ahead.
No, I actually lived above a couple of people that were refugees from Yemen, and it was spectacular. One time, we thought we saw something in their apartment, and it took about 5 hours for the cops to finally go and check things out. They interviewed me for 5 hours instead of them, and it was like 2 minutes. And I'm thinking, this is how we're set up right now. I mean, what if something really was going on? And I had seen some very sketchy behavior going on, and I ended up moving out of that apartment. But it's real to me here, and I feel like everyone needs a cold shower. We got to wake up the whole body here. And that's
I talked over you. I want to give you 5 more minutes because you're a really interesting guy. Then I promise we're going to all the callers. But we have Micah Femia. Get it right that time?
You got it.
Okay, good. Micah Femia.com, Femia.com. We're going to break right now. Please don't forget, as I barely plugged, you mentioned the selenium. We have the BioTrue Selenium, the very best for mustard seed, InfoWarsStore.com, InfoWarsLife.com. We have 23% off DNA Force. That's about to end in a few days. That's our flagship product. The Biome Defense Probiotic. The Hillary for Prison shirt is about to end. 28 days to get that. And the new Don't Tread on Me Hillary shirt. Lock her up. Limited edition. Made in America. InfoWarsStore.com. Back in 70 to finish up with him. Then more clips, but first your calls. Stay with us. 2 hours left in transmission.
George Soros isn't happy with Russian President Vladimir Putin for his, quote, heinous crimes against humanity in Syria. Soros said the world is witnessing a humanitarian catastrophe of historic proportions, and it's being perpetuated by the president of Russia. Oh, really? Well, the war of words continued as Soros alleged that Russian aircraft is targeting civilians in Aleppo to assist Syrian forces on the ground. Aleppo, as we know, is a known ISIS stronghold, and the Russians, at the invitation of the sovereign government of Syria, have launched a bombing campaign against ISIS. The Russians successfully retook the ancient city of Palmyra from the Islamic State, something we failed to do. Symbolically, of course, the recapture of Palmyra means that there are defenders of civilization over barbarism. We just have words. Where was Soros in the 1990s when Madeleine Albright stressed the human collateral damage of 500,000 Iraqi children was, quote, worth it to us? We must question why he suddenly cares so much now. I'm Margaret Howell reporting for Infowars.com.
You're listening to The Alex Jones Show.
Live from Austin, Texas. Micah Femia, I guess. Damn. I always obsess on names and get them wrong. Femia.
Live from Austin, Texas. Broadcasting worldwide. It's Alex Jones.
All right, Micah Femia is our guest, MicahFemia.com, Femia. And we're going to go to your phone calls right after this short segment. A bunch of other clips, a ton of other news. I forgot to even get into what he mentioned. CNN rigged the latest poll again. But what does your gut tell you about dirty tricks the next 28 days, where we're going? Obviously, they're going to throw everything they can against us if Trump gets in, too. But we can't just submit and put Hillary in.
She's clearly trying to start something with Russia, and it's ugly. It's something that we have to just keep cracking at those eggs. I mean, I feel like they're trying to boil everyone up, and we got to keep cracking at them, small cracks, big cracks before they get hard boiled. Otherwise, it's too late. And, I know my sign wasn't the most heroic. I got in and out peacefully, and it was funny. I even went back If you watch the footage, there's some blurry signs because it was in close-up behind Savannah, what's her name. But, you know, these people are blind to it. I was holding up a sign that said Bill Clinton is a rapist, and they didn't even care. I mean, it was like clockwork walking out of there. And I feel like this is biblical. I mean, this is the trumpets they're sounding. Honestly, whoever said that last night, I mean, I've thought of that too. It's you know, the flies are trying to get in to Hillary. She's pure evil. And if you're not actively trying to wake up at least the people that you love and your family, and that's where it starts, you have to have these conversations, the hard ones, even though, you know, you think that they're so close-minded, you have to keep chipping away and cracking away at it. Otherwise, you're just giving up yourself. And I don't know. I just can't stand by and do that, and that's why I love it.
Well, I agree with you, and that's why I've gotten so emotional. I mean, I'm very cold about my analysis, but the history, what's happening, realizing what's coming if she wins, this is all a manifestation of global resistance to tyranny, the Brexit, Russia, and what's happening here.
Right, right. And I feel bad for, you know, Hillary's granddaughter. I mean, she's an actual person. And this is just, it's pure evil, and it's like, God's working through you. And that's why I've always wanted to thank you, and I know you don't like to be thanked, but I want to thank God right now for working through you and through your team as a vessel. And if I could be anything, you know, a little cog in the wheel, like, I'm going to keep going. And I know that anyone out there, they just have to make the decision. I mean, people told me not to do it. People told me because they doubted if it was even going to be a real thing. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Alex Jones is a man of his word, and you obviously don't know him like that. And this is going down. I can do it. And it's all about mentality. And if we have to stay in that positive mentality that this is it. This is the only chance that we get. Donald Trump is our only way out of this mess. And if it goes to Hillary, it's done. And that really is how drastic we have to think. And everyone needs to get out there. We need to organize, and we need to figure out how to do things with members. I mean, I didn't have anyone else to go with. I could have had a bullhorn if someone would have, you know, passed it over the fence easily. But
sure. Well, we've had $100,000 contests before, and people couldn't believe it when the check actually came. They got on air and they went on their own Skype. They go, look, it came. Last week we were doing mock checks, so they didn't want me to actually sign real checks with the numbers on them on air. And I was like, well, some of these guys are getting $5,000 checks. This isn't right. Send them back. So I've actually got to get to that. When I say checks in the mail, I've got to get to it. But it isn't about that. It's about taking action and about the little people are really the big people and doing it and to create the excitement, the electricity that money's involved. I've had a lot of contests where it's not even money's involved. Those are some of the biggest we have. But I'm going to have a $5,000 contest on putting up, different signs about Bill Clinton and about Hillary and Benghazi, because it's about people getting the idea that even if they shut down the media, we can go out and we can do things in public that have an even bigger effect. All right, well, Micah Femia, thank you so much. MicahFemia.com. We'll obviously talk to you again soon. And, hey, do it again. Oh, I should have added. You can win repeatedly. Go-getters just keep doing it over and over again. Great job.
Plenty more shows.
Great job, my friend. And look, half the time I'm stumbling through this because I'm tired half the time. I'm just doing my best job I can. Well, I appreciate the listeners and the viewers. Your phone calls are 3 minutes away. I'm going directly to you. More clips and a lot more. Stay with us.